Hi everyone, this is Anthony Pasquale, Species Elite Athlete. Today we're going to be talking about vegetables. Probably not the most exciting thing to discuss, but I'm going to show you guys how I go ahead and get my vegetables in every day, and basically how I basically use the vegetables to my advantage as I start my diet. I'm actually on the cusp of really starting my diet for the USAs and things about 16 weeks from now, and this is something I do every night from now until July. I will probably do this probably until about a day out from the show. This is something I do every night to help me with cravings and things of that sort. So we'll just dive right into it. I eat my vegetables first, and then after that I eat my carbs and my steak, and I'll show you why. What I do is I buy a bag of the green beans. I like the green beans. They're cheaper than the sugar snap peas, and I actually don't like to buy lettuce in bags and stuff. One, because it expires quick. Two, because it's really expensive. And if you finish like half a bag, it's hard to, you gotta seal it up, and it's kind of a pain in the neck. And lastly, because I had severe food poisoning about 2 years ago, and I attribute it to the lettuce. And I know a lot of companies have issues with lettuce sometimes, so I stay away from it now just because I really don't want to have food poisoning for this prep because it frightens me. So that being said, I just do these, knock on wood, I've had good success with it so far. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, get your vegetable of choice. I use these green beans. I actually took the liberty already and basically nuked them for 5 minutes. Now they're good to go. You can drain out the water and things. And this is basically what I do with them. I get a plate. I usually use salad bowls, but I'm waiting for my salad bowls to come back from Massachusetts. I'm really picky about the bowls I eat out of. I like them a perfect size and everything. And in the interim, I don't want to get bowls I don't like. I've been looking everywhere. I'm just going to use this plate. So I go ahead and put this down. I just put the green beans in the plate. And I do eat, this is a 12-ounce bag. I will eat upwards of basically 2 to 2.5 pounds of green beans at dinner. I've been doing it for a long time, and it doesn't seem to really be an issue for me when I diet. Next thing I'm going to do is I do use my mac oil with this. I use my mac oil with my post-workout meal, which I actually just finished a chest workout. So with my green beans, I go ahead and drizzle the mac oil on. And I'm going to show you what I add to it to really, in my opinion, bring out the flavor of the mac oil and make all of my food for this meal taste a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead, in the off season I was using 2 tablespoons, but pre-contest I use a tablespoon, which I actually will start measuring now a little bit more. So I go ahead and just kind of drizzle that on there. Next thing I'm going to do is I get my apple cider vinegar. Make sure you get it with the mother. It's far more effective, and it's much better for the body. So I'm going to go ahead and take some apple cider vinegar, which there's a lot of benefits for this as far as metabolizing fats and things, but honestly, I just use it for not to really boost my immune system, but to kill everything in my body while I'm dieting. So I'm going to go ahead and use a tablespoon of this, and I just drizzle that on. And you'll notice, if you have it like this, it's fine. The mac oil really complements the apple cider vinegar. They kind of, work well together, but this is something I do. Maybe you can get away with it, maybe you can't when you diet. I take 2 packets of Splenda, and I put those on there as well. I don't really use more than 2 packets, and this is really the only Splenda I use when I'm contest dieting. So, there's no reason for me to put it on sweet potatoes or brown rice or anything of the sort. So, I go ahead and put the 2 packets of Splenda, a tablespoon of apple cider, and a tablespoon of mac oil on there. Now, what I do is, I actually eat this as is, okay? And then you'll notice after you eat it that you're going to have some of the water left over from the green beans, but you're also going to have some mac oil left over in apple cider, because obviously not all of it's going to stay on the vegetable. What I do at that point is, my sirloin steak's actually already cooked right here. What I end up doing is, I take my sirloin, this is probably 9 ounces, I put it in there after I eat the vegetable, and then I put some Montreal seasoning on there. I get the reduced sodium one. I just like it a little bit more. I like salt when I diet, but there's enough salt in that one for me. So I put the steak in the plate. I put my Montreal seasoning on there, and with the vinegar and the mac oil, it makes the seasoning stick to it a little better. And in my opinion, all those leftover juices with the Splenda, the apple cider, and the mac oil, they really complement the Montreal seasoning really well. And the beauty of it is when you're taking each piece of steak that you cut and you're putting it in the oil, you're ensuring that you're getting in all those calories. See, if you're expecting to get 130 calories in here and from the mac oil, and you're only getting 2/3 of it, you know, consumed, and the rest of it's left in the plate, you might need those calories. You might need those essential fats. You might be thinking you're eating more food than you really are, or more calories than you really are. So if there's something in my diet, I want to make sure that I get every morsel that I can, because you're going to be starving for a very long period of time. So this is something I do to make sure I get all that food in. And this is a staple of my diet, like I said, literally until a day out from the show. So give it a try if you're on you know, some sort of a diet with red meat, or if you're on some sort of a diet with vegetables. And you know, definitely keep these two items in mind. In particular the mac oil, because of, you know, obviously the great fat burning benefits of, you know, having healthy fats in your diet. So give it a try. Let me know if you think the nuttiness of the mac oil really complements everything. I think it does. And once again, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.